Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining. We just got out of the member stream, so I apologize for the slight delay. I appreciate everybody being here. We're here with another episode of Get Off My Lawn for us old guys, us Oji-san, who want to think that life was better back in the day, which it was. But, just kind of talk about our journeys as collectors in the toy field. How do we start? How do we get to where we're at? What do we collect? All that sort of thing. We talk to everybody all the time, but we don't really know what they're all about. And this is just a way for us to get to know each other, our fellow brothers, sometimes our fellow sisters, and just kind of, bring everybody together. So today we are joined by, I'm not even messing around, we're joined by the legend. The legend. Sneaky.
Oh man. Well, what's up, everybody?
No, but in all seriousness,
Good. That was good. That was good, man. That was good. I like it.
So we're joined by 78 Points of Articulation. The man is well known in the community. He is a legit legend, and we are very graced and blessed to be with him or have him join us today. So, good evening, sir.
Good evening. Konbanwa.
Konbanwa.
Greetings from the other side of the Pacific Ocean, right? Sneaky's on that side. Good morning, Sneaky.
Yeah. Morning, good afternoon, good evening.
Sneaky, why is your background all blurred?
Oh, I don't know. I was playing around with the settings. I just tried the blurry effect. I saw someone using it in another stream. I was like, hey, I want to look cool like them.
So you got porn on the
blurring you as well a little bit, though.
Is it? Oh man. Okay, let me turn that off.
If you move too fast, you get the motion blur.
Yeah.
Motion. Okay.
So don't
Let's.
move fast.
You know what? Let me just borrow KJ's green screen. How about that?
Where's that?
I want to be at KJ's new house too.
So 78 points. He is you're in Indonesia?
I'm based in Indonesia now, yeah.
In Indonesia, yeah. So
I was born
been around all around the world,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. Born where you're at in Tokyo. Was there for a few years and then ended up in Australia for like 18 years of my life. And because Dad was working for a Japanese marketing agency, and so we just traveled the world because his main thing was to how to market Japanese products to foreign countries. And so we just traveled a lot. And I went to international schools, which basically means American teachers, and that's the accent. So I got this weird, some smart asses go, "Oh, you're Canadian." I don't know what I have.
What?
I don't know what I have. I say some weird words every now and then because of Australia. And then I came back here. I'm an architect, so I came back here about 20 years ago to Southeast Asia because that's where work was happening. And I've been here since. Yeah.
Nice. How was it fitting in?
It's, where I'm at in South Jakarta is like where the foreigners kind of cluster.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And, like they have the international school here, things like that. So it used to be much more concentrated, but now it's just kind of spreading out everywhere. And I would say there's like more Japanese and Koreans here than Americans. Back in the day, there was a lot of Americans here, but it's much more of the other Asian countries here now.
Well, I think the dollar is strong now, so people kind of want to be.
Oh, if you go to Bali, holiday thing, it's just a lot of burnt red skin, lobster red skin, man. They don't get it. Like, the sun here is strong. Like, you gotta look out,
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot, and then we had it like during COVID, we had an influx of Russians, and that's weird, man.
Oh yeah.
They all fled because Indonesia doesn't have extradition. So they fled when the war started.
Okay.
And they made Russian like villages, like complexes in Bali, right? With these villas and all this shit. And you don't know if they're gangsters or that's just how they dress. But the cliche is real, man. You go into a restaurant in certain areas in Bali, and everyone's got a white shirt that's like halfway unbuttoned, and they got the chains, and you're like,
Yeah.
it's just a thing, or is that a gangster guy? You know, like,
Well, it makes you not really want to mess with them
yeah,
either, right? Like you don't
no,
want
you
to test
don't want to test it. But then the funny thing is, like, you go out at night, you know, you go to like a beach club or something, and everyone's like spending money buying bottles, and you're like, okay, that guy's a baller. Then he goes out and he gets on the fucking moped. And you're like,
That's
because
why
that's
he's a
what you do in
baller.
Bali. That's what everyone does in Bali, is the little scooter
Yeah.
bikes, you know? And you're like, that's not really baller. Where's the car picking you up? Just scoots away, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. So that happened. So there's a lot of, you know, foreigners, and you got a lot of guys from Australia, Russians, Ukrainians, all in Bali. Out here, it's
right.
not as much as it used to be.
I
So
don't wanna
fitting
put you on-
in is a bit weird. Like,
Yeah.
they don't know what I am. I used to look
I
much
was
more
gonna ask that.
Japanese.
I was gonna ask.
I used to look much more Japanese as a kid. So now I'm looking like a weird, what are you? Are you South American? Are you Turkish? Are you from like the middle Central Asia? Like, what are you? You know, because I don't know. I'm
Steven
getting more
Seagal.
towards Steven Seagal, man. I'm becoming
Steven
more my
Seagal.
dad. Is that what happens? So I'm becoming more white and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, like I played basketball today with a new bunch of guys, and they're like, what are you? Like, what the fuck is this? Like,
What are
speak our
you?
language, but you just look different. Like, what?
What are you?
What are you? Is the question. Like, they don't ask where you're from. They're like, what
Yeah.
are you? I'm like, what? What do you mean by what am I? Like, it's a weird vibe. But yeah, it's you know, you kind of, I can, because of the black hair, I can kind of hide or, you know, blend into crowds. But yeah,
Okay.
I still get the, you know, like the gaijin thing.
Yeah.
Here
How's
it's
your
called
Japanese?
Belay. My Japanese is that of a 6-year-old.
Oh yeah.
Because I would spend my summers in Japan with my grandma,
Uh-huh.
and like my parents would just send me out for 4 weeks, 6 weeks every year.
So you just watched Doraemon and that was it.
I just watched, you know, every afternoon I watched the cartoons, and I had to communicate with my grandma, who had no English.
Yeah.
And so it was just that broken Japanese and kids Japanese, and I learned my hiragana and katakana, but I never got into the kanji till high school. And
yeah.
So when I go back to Japan, you know, it's fine. I can get around, communicate, blah blah blah, as a tourist. But if I'm out and about, like, people our age will start like, you kind of talk funny, because I use kids' words and kids' phrases.
You could never use Japanese in Japan if you're not fluent.
Yeah.
I'm an American. I just speak English.
Yeah.
Just do that.
And I got, like, back in, like, you know, the 90s and stuff, when I was going out and partying as a youth, all the friends that I had were all from like Australia and the States. They'd always bring me along to translate to the girls. And so I just get stuck being this translator.
6-year-old
Because the girls aren't interested in me because I look too much like them. They're there for, you know, a little taste of the other side.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was.
We've all been there.
Yeah. And you just become like, you know, this translate back before our iPhones, right? Before our iPhones. That's how old I am. So. But it was a good time back in the 90s.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but how many house servants do you have in Jakarta?
I have 2.
2.
I inherited them from my dad and mom, who are no longer with us. So I kept them on. I didn't need to, but they were working for my parents, and I've just kept them on. And you know, they've been around since like 40 years ago for my parents. So I was like,
people don't understand like what it's like there for like.
Yeah, you know, they're you know, maids, but they're also like, you know, they join us for meals every now and then and all that. We, you know, participate in family whatever anniversaries or whatnot, their kids' birthdays, their weddings. You know, it's a different kind of thing. It's not a maid. Yes, they do help with the things, but you know, one of them was like, okay, she's hit an age, and we're like, hey, you know, it's time to retire. And she's like, I don't want to retire. So she now just comes in to kind of hang out. She
and you
doesn't
still
have
pay
to do it. And I still pay her. She doesn't do any chores. She's just around.
She just chills, and you
She
you
just
make her a
chills.
drink.
I know, she just chills, and she's so much older than me. Like I can't. I feel uncomfortable like asking for anything. So
Yeah.
she just chills. She's just chilling, and
So
she hangs out on the back.
chills, but you have another one who does the real work.
So we have another one that joined 30 years ago, and she's
A new
a bit
one
younger
30
than me.
years ago.
I know, because again, I inherited them from my parents, and so this whole thing,
Yeah.
like even like my parents had another house, which is another island, and I don't go there, I don't live there, but I pay people. Yeah, there's a thing here in Southeast Asia. If you employ someone like that, it's kind of like for life.
Yeah.
You got to
Yeah.
do that. It's a
Yeah.
commitment for life, and whether they work or not, you got to do that. And so, I know people who have 3 drivers in one car.
Yes.
You're like, why do you?
Yes.
And they're like,
Yes.
yeah, it's one of those things you can't fire someone here in that world. It's
Mhm.
also that translate culturally into the government. If you work for the government, you'll never get fired. You'll get shuffled if they're not doing well, but you'll
Mhm.
never get fired. So that's, in Japan, you can relate, like the bureaucracy over there is insane. Same thing out here, man. It's just endless people working for the government because no
Yeah.
one gets fired.
Yeah.
You can quit and, join the private sector. But if you want to be there, you can be there for
You
life.
can be there forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a strange thing, And so,
Yeah.
today, we had, they don't come every day. Yeah. That's the other thing. They're fully employed, but they don't come every day. So so one of them, she came in this morning, but we're all out, and we're like, you don't need to come in today. She came in, she hung out, she had lunch with her friends. They have their own, living room and everything, right?
Mhm.
And then she left. She's like, I put the keys in the pot. We're like, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
She
Where's all my beer?
That's how my beard doesn't get touched. It just stays there. And I've graduated from beer to whiskey because I was just getting too fat, man.
Okay.
And beer here, sorry to say, it tastes like Budweiser. It tastes like piss, man.
Yeah.
It tastes
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah.
Like it's
Asia
local
doesn't
beer
do
here.
beer well.
Japan does beer well.
They're starting to do beer well.
Come on, Yabisu is a great beer, man. For the price, you cannot beat the Konbini Yabisu can, man. Oh, come on. You go in there.
A premium malt's all right.
Yeah, premium malts and Yabisu, the richer ones.
Yeah.
I know, and I love it. That's one of the things I do when I go there. I go there, go Konbini, and I'm just basically buzzed.
How often are you
all
in
day.
Japan?
At least once a year.
Hasn't called me yet.
Hasn't called. I thought he didn't want to know me like 8 months ago. I'm like, I would jump in the chat every now and then, say something a bit.
We can go out. You can translate to the girls for me. Come on.
Yeah, there you go.
Shit. One of the guys got married to one of the girls I translated. I was like, invite me to the wedding. I was all like, what the fuck? I introduced you guys. I went to dinner dates with them. So awkward. Like they're
Very
on like, I'm a third guy. I'm like, oh, let's just hang out, because he was like, oh, I don't know if she wants to go on a date. Let's just hang out. No, they're married. They got 2 kids.
78 points of translation.
Yeah, 78 points of translation. Your wife is from Indonesia?
So she's also half Japanese, half Indonesian. And so I'm half Japanese, half American. The funny thing is I was living here and she was living in the States.
Wow. Have you ever lived in the States?
So not more than like 6-8 months at a time. Right. So grandma's from, the family's from upstate New York. They ended up in Rochester. So my parents would do this thing, like, because of the season differences in Australia, it's all upside down, right?
Yeah.
So summer in Australia
is
winter in the States. So when I was like a young teenager, I'd get sent to the States for Christmas. So I would go and, absolutely like freak out in winter in the States because I couldn't deal with the cold. I didn't grow up with that shit. So I was like, what the fuck is this shit, right? So I'd be there for like 1 month, 2 months. And then I did a stint working there for like 8 months and just outside of DC for a bit.
Not your thing.
Didn't never like
Never took.
never took. Yeah, never took. I tried. Like I tried the university and all that. I applied, and then I got another one in Australia. That I was like, ah, fuck it. I don't have to pay. It's free. Because the government pays for university if
Yeah.
you want in Australia,
Yeah.
right? So I was like, ah, yeah, I'll do that. So I did
Okay.
that. Yeah, it never took. It never took. Yeah.
So, are you a lifer now for Indonesia?
No, I wouldn't say I'm a lifer, but as long because architects have to follow where development is. If you don't want to just be doing private residence,
Mhm.
and I can't do private residence because when you do homes, 99% of your customers, your clients, are newlyweds because they're buying they're like building their new house, right?
Mhm.
And there's a thing like the husband's working 9 to 5, 5 days a week, so you don't get to meet him, only on the weekends. I don't like that. And two, usually during the week, the one who's communicating with you most is the missus, and she's not communicating with him. So you do revisions or whatever according to her thing, and then you show it to him on the weekend. He's like, what the F is that? So many times.
All that work for nothing.
All that work, and then you're doing revisions. And it's the crazy shit is like to build a private residence can take 2 years, man.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, I can't, it's too much.
So you just do skyscrapers now.
I just do shopping centers. That's my specialty is shopping centers. I defaulted into that, and Asia's where you can do that. Like,
Yeah.
you know, as a small company, they'll give you a go out here. Like, I'll never get this kind of projects in the States.
Yeah.
I know I don't get in Australia because there's nobody living there, so there's just no projects.
Mhm.
Like, they make one shopping mall every like 5 years, you know, maybe.
Mhm.
So there's just none of that work, you know. So out here, you know, yeah, I used to be in China for a bit as well, and then we all got kicked out of there in 2008. Basically, they had because when I graduated, I was so old, right? I graduated university during the Sydney Olympics, 2000, and China was next, Beijing, and Beijing invited all the consultants from Sydney, like anyone who worked on that, like, it was such a successful one. They're like, "Yo, come over here," and it was a giant master plan from the government to do knowledge transfer. So you would go there as a company and, you know, partner with a local company, and they just basically steal slowly the entire SOP process. And then 2008, global economic crisis, they're like, all right, time to cut ties. And so like visas were changing, everything overnight. And so like business just went gone. And I came through here, and that's why I'm here since then. I came here and I got some work, and
So it's like
Yeah.
you just stepped off a train and
I know it was weird because it is a very different way of working. Because over there, like a lot of work is government,
Mhm.
like we would do, and you know, bureaucracy again. So you do like master plans for cities that don't exist because that area wanted to get a budget from the government. So they'd say, we want to build this, and it's our design work, and it costs this much, and they get the budget, and they don't, you know, maybe build a little bit of it. So it got a bit annoying as well. I was like, we're a bit of a like
Yeah.
part of that. I mean, it's all over the world, right? They do that all over the world. So yeah.
All right, man, let's get into it then, huh? So he's a toy collector, he's an artist, he's an architect, he's a translator,
That's right.
he's stupid,
He's a basketball coach, and he's Steven
he's a
Seagal.
basketball coach.
I'm Steven Seagal impersonator. Man, I wish I could have met him when he was out here. Oh, man. He was out like it was about 4 months ago. He was out here. I found out the day after, and he did like a public, thing. He did a public thing. I could have gone and met him.
You could have done the Spider-Man
You're
meme
good.
pointing at each
You're
other.
I could have done the meme. I could have got a photo with him. And
With
the
his jet
crazy
black
thing is,
hair.
my grandma, Big Gram, had a crush on him
Nah.
back in the day. She thought he was the sexiest thing alive. And I was like, Steve, what's the call? What the fuck? Why him? So it's a weird story, right? She loves her grandson. like, it was. I was like, of all the people that I kind of resemble, shit.
All right, man. So let's get into it. How'd you get into collecting toys?
It was Japan. As a kid, every afternoon, or like I can't remember, is it every? It felt like every afternoon. I mean, Kaiji Daddy knows this, right? Young kids get sent on errands in Japan.
Yeah,
it's a cultural thing. Like 3-year-old, 4-year-old, go buy groceries. It's like this weird rite of passage thing of like how
fill
to
the car up
grow
with gasoline.
So I would have like, and I couldn't read some of it, and I had a weird thing when I was a little kid. I would mix my languages up. So instead of like, and I would like not like having a English word and a Japanese word, but I would blend it. So Kaiji would understand this as hot and atsui means hot in Japanese. I would say hotsui. So I would get these like shopping lists, and I couldn't read it, and I would have to go to these places, and I had this broken Japanese. And so, but one of the things was after you do the shopping, you can go to the department store. And I would go to because like sometimes you go to the basement and buy the things and go upstairs. And I would spend an hour just staring at toys, man. And I remember when the first Transformers came out, like, what is this, you know? And then Japan was so efficient with the cartoons and the toys, like so efficient. So you got the cartoon that afternoon and the toys there, you know, and that experience was amazing. And so, and
are we talking Transformers or Diaclones?
Transformers.
Transformers.
I remember the grid, the package with the grid on it, you know, the background grid, that, you know. And I got, you know, for my birthday, I got Megatron, the gun, and then that trip going back, I got it confiscated by the fucking JAL airline because it was transformed into a gun.
Oh,
I was so angry. I was crying.
He looks.
I was crying. I'm like, I can transform it into a robot, and they're like, it's too late. It looks like a gun.
Oh man!
And I'm like, you're really gonna hijack a plane with a fucking anyway? I remember that. So yeah, it was Japan, and then you know there was all kinds of toys. You know, there was the before Transformers, there was like crappy Ultraman toys. These kind of 3 POA, there's the head rotated and just this,
Arms.
Yeah.
And they had them hanging on the things. They were horrible. And I was like, yeah. And, you had their version of Power Rangers in Japan as a kid, but they didn't have such good toys. Transformers was a big thing. And then discovering G.I. Joes. I had, like, my dad would travel a lot, so he'd bring random things. So I got, like, Motu from my dad. And I always thought He-Man was a bit, like, he's a bit lame. So I really loved the villains. Got into all the villains and Motu, and then, but it was Joe's. I think that was like the big thing, like articulation. Man, I was like, you're like, what?
I can bend the knee.
I can bend the knees. They can hold stuff, and of course, all the guns. You broke all the thumbs on your Joes. Sure. Right, all that thing, And then when we moved to Australia, they had Joe's there, and I remember like the 3 3/4 Star Wars. I wasn't really into it because they didn't look great as toys compared to the stuff you could get in Japan. So like living in Australia as a kid, I wouldn't buy toys because I'd save my money when I go to Japan and just splurge there. And then like the mobile Gundam kits and all that, I was into that as a real little kid. But yeah, it was Joe's that really hooked me, man. There was my parents were like, every time you get a good report card, you can get a Joe, So I was like, I get a Joe every like 2 months.
Were they called G.I. Joe in Australia?
They're called G.I. Joes, yeah. They're about, I think, they're like $8 Australian, which is like, I don't know, 5 to 6 US. But they're always really late. Because they'd come from the States, go across the fucking Pacific Ocean, they'd come out like a year later. Because I remember as a kid going to the States and seeing like things you'd never seen. You went to the Toys R Us, you're like, what is all this? And they get, what? But they're not, because you only knew about, like, back then as a kid, the only way you knew about the other figures was the card backs.
On the back,
All right, like, oh, there's 12 of them. I gotta get it. And then
yeah.
you go there, and there's a whole wave with all the mind blown. And the vehicles. Australia didn't get all the vehicles because I guess they didn't see the pricing made sense or whatever, you know.
Child abuse.
Oh man, yeah. So it was Joe's, and then I when I was in Australia as a young kid, like 8, 9, 10, we moved there. Discovered comics, man, and so Joe's and comics. That was.
So you were collecting toys, but you were playing with toys.
I was playing with toys, man. I was 8, 9, 10, yeah.
But you started collecting comics. That's where the collecting.
That's it. That the collecting was comics, man. And for whatever reason, my dad was cool with it. Like, I had comic boxes, bags and boards, all that shit. I would get odd jobs and all that to get pocket money and try and go every week, man. And I think the first like big comics was around the Mark Silvestri X-Men run. Like seeing the X-Men, Batman was like Death in the Family around that time. And just like, whoa. Comics
you
aren't.
Still have the comics?
Not with me. Now, I left them with a guy, one of my friends in Australia, and he has them. And I was almost able to complete an uncanny run from like giant size all the way to 300. Wow. He has it. And I know, yeah, I have it on Facebook. I know. By now is one of those like, shit. He doesn't respond to Facebook messages. But, yeah.
He's gone.
Oh man. He traded them for some Joes.
And then I got back into the figures. Well, I was doing 1/6 so I go to the, I was into the comics, and I was also into a lot of Japanese streetwear. And Medicom was doing the Kubricks and the Bear Bricks and the street art, the streetwear. They were doing a lot of like crossing over in that realm. So I was buying a lot of Kubricks and Bear Bricks. I like the Kubricks more than the Bear Bricks because they're more like figures than just teddy bear things. Yeah. And then Real Action Hero started from Medicom, the 1/6 line. And I remember buying Snake, all the Snakes. All right, so Metal Gear Solid was a big thing, so I bought them. I bought some like Neighborhood, a brand in Japan, did some stuff with a guy called Costas, and I had about 20 to 30, I would say, 1/6 scale figures. It was more like that designer art toy kind of over there, and I bought like a lot of Medicom vinyl stuff, like just statue kind of vinyl things, and that kind of things. And I got back into action figures around when Hasbro took over Legends.
Okay.
Again, that's like because I started seeing it. Like it came into I'll be shopping mall, whatever, and they'd be there. You'd be like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, and I picked up one or two. These are kind of cool. Don't let anyone know I'm buying them. It's my kid. This is for my kid. It was way before I was married and shit. It was my kid. My wife's like, "Why do you got a?"
Well, see, this was going to be my next question. Like, you were a collector when you met your wife.
Yeah, I was.
Okay, I wasn't. I was in that period where I wasn't collecting after I moved here, and I hadn't restarted. So she didn't really know what she was getting into.
I was dabbling. I was dipping my toes.
Dabbling.
I did not like. I mean, you can see a clear start date in the collection. And I was like, "Fuck this." Okay, we're diving in. But I've always had this collector thing, like just really bad. So I got all kinds of rent. What. I used to be into music a lot, so I used to, I was a bad DJ. So I had records.
Vinyl.
Vinyl, graffiti magazines, street art, and Japanese fashion and streetwear stuff. I had
you had to be a sneakerhead as well.
I was, and big sneakerhead. So like way back, when Nike Talk was the only spot, man.
Oh yeah. The
message so boards. Like in university, in Australia, like I worked at a skate store, and we were the only store that got the SBs. We were the first store to get the SBs. We were the first store in the world to get the Heineken Dunk. I was there selling the Heineken Dunks, keeping 12 for myself. That kind of shit. And I was the guy that when the Tiffany Dunk was coming out, I interviewed Nikki Diamonds. I was the guy that was able to show the first picture of the Tiffany Dunk on Hypebeast.
Yeah.
I had the Gucci dunk samples that never got made, and that, and so I was really, and I would do a thing with, I would go to Japan, and back then, going to Japan was still kind of rare in the sneaker world, and Japan had the COJPs for the Dunk Highs, right? And I would go, and I got friends with a couple stores, and I would be like, I want a full size run, and I would buy full size runs from Japan, send them out to Australia, and sell them, just locally to Australia, and that would kind of pay for my weekend habits as a university student. So I was, and I still, unfortunately, sneakers, they don't fucking last. That's one of the reasons I stopped. I had like the first retro Jordans from like the 99-01 time, and I kept them in box. And I remember in 2008 opening the box. All right, I'm gonna bust out these cement fours, and I just pulled the shoe out, and the fucking sole fell off. I was like, wait a minute, what?
It's like Thanos snapping.
And I was like, yeah, Thanos snapping. My collection just like of 100 sneakers just went
to thing.
Oh yeah,
there's especially Nikes, like the Air Max, any squishy sole from Nike. If you don't wear them, they get a midsole rot, and it just it falls apart. Like the glue, the binding agent just vanishes. It evaporates. And it just crumbles, dust. It's nuts. So it's just like you feel like Indiana Jones kind of shit. Like you pull it out and all this crumbles out. And I was like, this is a $600 shoe. Just vanished.
It was.
It was. I remember that day, like just going, oh shit, I gotta check my other shoes. And I had like all these like Stash Air Max BWs, all these, and then everything. I had like photos of that, and this is before Instagram, right?
Crazy
photos and message boards, and just I was like, oh my god. And I was like, fuck this hobby.
Wow.
So
plus the older you get, the more uncomfortable those shoes get.
New Balance V990s. Japan's a different thing. New Balance in Japan it's a hot shoe in Japan. It's not a dad shoe in Japan. It's not. New Balances are the shit.
I only rock New Balance here.
Yeah.
Oh, even here in the US, it's all about the New Balances, and even with Nike, it's all about the older running walking shoes. All this. The Vomeros are all coming back, and like they're just so comfortable now.
The old early thousands, there was a store called Real Mad Hectic in Harajuku. Real Mad Hectic always did the collabs with New Balance, and I would buy them, and be the only dude rocking. They'd be like, you're fucking wearing New Balances? And I'm like, you're fucking comfortable as shit, man. Then you put your Jordans on, and then you go play basketball, and your toes are bleeding, like literally your toes are bleeding. You're like, yeah, what the man? Nah, man, I'm not into that.
All right, man. So let's move on to, what do you collect these days,
bro? I can say I don't do 1/6 too much.
Give me your top 3 lines that you collect.
Top 3 lines, like brands or IPs?
Either one.
I would say, in terms of consumption, probably SHF is still the most, because that's unfair, because they also put out one of the most.
So much,
they put out so much, man. So SHF is definitely there. I do buy a lot of Legions, but that's more because I like the customization part of that a lot, like buying the heads and making unique things rather than stock figures. After that, can I just say the Chinese companies? Because they changed their day. Like, I don't know. For me, like, what's happening in China, the independent company thing that's happening there is so cool. And That's where the money's going. But it's today. I just ordered LPZZ's what's it? Batman Who Laughs.
Yep.
It's on a PO. I just ordered him.
Okay.
I just this is going to be a topic, right? So she just came in today, right?
Uh-oh.
Right? So she just
I knew we were going to get to one of those.
Yeah. Right?
Oh, yeah.
So that's, yeah. But in terms of just volume, I would say it's the SHF, Legions, and then, it'd be Hasbro stuff. But I don't do Legends so much. I really pick and choose with my Legends. I think. And often I'm buying Legends just for the villains so that I can do some toy photography with a Mafex or a Mezco. Yeah, I would say Mezco, but they're slowing down their releases. We were like hit hard and heavy last year, and they caught up on a lot of the outstanding orders. So you only get like once every 2 months, maybe a Mezco, or SHF is like 3-4 figures a month. Easy, man. Because I'm buying all the One Piece, and they've redid Ranma, so I have to buy Ranma again.
Oh yes, I'm so excited.
Yeah. I've already got the original ones, but they do a shampoo without a paper in, so I'm buying shampoo again. I'm buying Ranma and they're both Ranmas because they got new shoulders. God damn it!
Yeah. Just when you think you're out.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, there and Demon Slayer. I saw the last thing they released it in the cinemas here, and that brought me right back in. Like fuck, this is a good show.
Why did I buy a ticket?
I'm like, God damn it. So I'm like, do I backtrack to BuzzMod and the stupid prices? But they do have the soft goods to buy the SHF and to buy the soft goods from Ali.
That's a plan right there for me, at least.
That's what I'm thinking of doing, because I have the first Tanjiro from BuzzMod. It's nice, but BuzzMod's one of those figures. They look beautiful, but in terms of playing with them, they can always be better. You always feel that like you could be,
and they're really expensive,
so overpriced.
Yeah,
so overpriced. But then they did like a lot of the anime lines that don't get done anywhere else. So
yeah,
that's tough. So it's like a boutique line, right?
Mm-hmm.
So speaking, but I buy everything, man. I buy everything. That's
well. Here's the question, right? Like, if you have to give everything up and only collect one line, what line is it?
No, that's not a question.
Come on,
it's not a question.
What's your surviving line?
It's not a question. What is that?
I can't choose.
I can't choose. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I can't. No, I don't know how to do that, man. I really don't.
Let's do figure arts. One line survives. Which one are you getting?
What? Well, I'm buying all the One Piece right now.
Yeah, but you're buying other things too. So which one survives?
No, man. I don't know. That's too hard, man. That's too hard. I don't know what to say to that. What's going on here? There's all the snail shell girls up there, I guess. God damn it. I just got the Dun figures. Like, I don't know why I got those.
Because they were there. Right?
I'm waiting for the Figma one.
Yeah, I had to mod the hell out of the Okarun figure. Like, there was a guy who was like showed you how to cut it out and all that, so you could actually do. I was pissed with that. Yeah. I would say, how about this? I'll keep it to comics, and I would say Mafex. Actually,
Mafex would survive.
Mafex would survive because of the comic line. They're the only ones doing comics now. SHF is doing this gamer comic-y thing now. It's like, God damn it. Like, I was like happy not to buy Legends anymore. Like, I don't need my heroes. I'm gonna have my definitive cap and this and that from Mafex. Like, everyone's like, oh, the new Hasbro cap. I'm like, yeah, but the Mafex still looks better, man.
It still looks better.
Yeah. I'm like, come on, guys. Well, the blue's different. Yeah, whatever, man.
Hey, and at least with Mafex, you get both Marvel and DC. So you get both.
Yeah, so I really do like that. Like, And every time you get a new Mafex, you're like, all right, that legend gets to go away. The
Do you
one
burn
that
it?
was
Do you microwave
no,
it?
I usually just give it away to a local collector, man.
Yeah.
And they're usually like, because I have them all standing up on the display cabinet, especially the female figures out in this temperature and climate. They all start kind of,
Yeah.
I can't stand up straight anymore.
He gives the figures to his housekeeper.
No.
Your
No,
bonus.
there's a big, the collecting community out here is really big and strong. And but we're all cheapskates here.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh,
what's the Marvel Legend cost you there in dollars?
So in US dollars, it's
Yeah.
I didn't buy the 2-pack. I only bought him. That's the cool thing. Like you can the store here will actually break the pack up and you can buy the individuals, which is cool. So
nice.
I paid $35 for him.
Okay, not too bad because it's $60 for the 2-pack, I believe. So
yeah, but if you wanted to get what's it that came with it, he was $40. So and I bought let's say depending on the size of the packaging, the prices will also vary because of shipping costs. So vehicles from Joe's goes up almost double, but figures are about 15-20% more.
Okay.
Shipped to the door, kind of thing, which is not too bad. Because if I was to buy any Hasbro item from the States and ship it here, the shipping is going to be maybe more or the same as the freaking figure, So yeah, I don't mind that markup.
How are you getting your Japanese figures?
So I buy them through Hobby Genki, Ami Nin.
No local supplier.
They have them, and they end up being about the same price because they don't give a PO discount. All right, and they will they ship it by boat, the slow boat from China kind of thing. So you will get, if you want to get it for like close to retail Japan kind of thing, again with like a 10% markup on Japanese retail, you'll get it, but maybe 6 months late. Like it's really late.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
It's very similar. Yeah, it's very similar to the BBTS timeline. I started noticing that as well. I'm like, oh, they're doing the slow boat.
How far away from China are you?
So basically, that boat is, they have a container and they wait to fill it up.
Yeah.
Once it's full, they send it.
Well, that's what Hobby Genki does and everything.
Yeah, they all do that kind of thing. So there's a weird thing sometimes, like, the snail shell girl, she came in really quick because they do a suitcase import.
Fill the container.
No, they do suitcase importing from Hong Kong.
Oh, okay. There's
a suitcase stores, they do that, and they're like, oh yeah, hand carry your figure. It's and they'll charge you like $10 a figure. Like, yeah, let's go. That's fine, but you'll get it a week or two after it's out, which I don't mind.
Would you say that snail shell is your favorite line right now? That you get most excited for?
No, I would say, like One Fest. Can I say that? One Fest fucking blew my mind. The whole Wonderfest, just geez, dude, like what's happening?
But you don't have those in hand is kind of my point. Like you get snail shell, you know what I mean?
I get snail shells, but like I didn't pre-order him, right?
He just showed up.
I didn't pre-order him. No. I didn't pre-order the LPZ, right? Because I had the Yamaguchi. Yeah, the Gooch, and I was like, I don't need this. Like, what company is this? Who are you? I don't know who you are. And I was like, I've had some, misses with.
Isn't that KJ's one?
KJ surprisingly had his last night.
Did he get one? He got one a while ago. He
did he?
He's very quick with the gun, damn it. And
I don't know. He told me he wanted one.
Or maybe he break his?
He showed one last night.
Well, I don't pay attention.
Or he might have done a thing. He had it early. The prices are going up. I don't know.
KJ the flipper.
He always leads me astray. Right? I need something. Can you get it for me? I get it. Oh, I already got it. I'm good.
the Boston backstabbing here. What's
I
You
know,
know, well,
Boston
he ain't from
backstabbing.
Boston. He's from Salem. That's different.
He is. He's a witch.
Ooh.
He's a witch.
He's a
He's a
witch.
warlock. He's a warlock.
He's a witch.
I knew something was up with that background of his. It's all magic.
It's all magic.
It's a black
His
magic.
magic's really bad though. He's not so good at magic.
All right, I'm gonna pause here and just start saying what up to people in the chat. Raspa, happy weekend. Omar, what's up, Omar? Spot in 107. Hey, Manga Figure Photo. Hello, AI Collectibles. We're starting to see a lot of people who are in that last members chat. Mark is here again. Philippe, what's going on? Figure Poser, he's here. Look at this dude dropping his 6-year-old Japanese in the stream. Look at that dude. Konnichiwa, otaku. So Doppelgang is here. Eric is here. So remember, guys, if you guys have questions for 78, just think of them and post them in the comments, and we'll ask them. Maybe he'll answer them. Maybe he won't. We'll see.
I'll try my best.
I wish I could have showed his reaction when I said that, you know, the legend sneaky.
That was so good. I was laughing. So I was like, oh, well played.
I don't know if you could see him. I could see him backstage.
God damn
He was
it.
crazy. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Slow down.
Laser Pants. No, he doesn't want to be interviewed. No, he's too good for that.
LP. Oh, you're right.
Yeah. Vicious Soldier. What's going on? Is that alcohol stash in 78
Yes, it
points
is.
display?
It is. There is.
The first
whiskey
question
here.
is alcohol related.
There is. There's multiple bottles stashed throughout. Yeah, I like my whiskey.
Yeah. Any Japanese
And-
whiskey in there?
I do. Here, hold on.
Because it's the best. I have some pumpkin spice whiskey in my home from Boston. It's very, very good. What you got?
So, Taketsuru.
Uh-oh.
So the 17-year-old and the 21-year-old of this is like one of my favorites to drink, but it's fucking pricey now. And then, you know, because I'm traveling, I get the fancy, like, you know, the ones from the airport.
Yeah, you can only buy that at the airport.
Only buy that duty free, baby, you know. But this is in the toy stash. The toy stash room doesn't have any old age statements. It's all just no age statement stuff. But this is pretty nice.
Yeah.
This one's it's not as smoky as the normal Hakushu. The Yamazaki is a smoky batch one.
What year is the
very
Yamazaki?
mild? Nothing. There's no age statement. It's just a thing. But I was very happy to see this again. Like, oh wow, Taketsuru is coming back, and the price wasn't bad. It was like $100. Yeah, I love my Nikko whiskey.
Do you drink alone?
I do. I just drink.
Cue the sad song.
No, the thing is, like, if you go out and you want to drink this kind of stuff in a bar, the thing is, like, it's so hard to justify paying quadruple the price. You know, you're like, what?
All right, answer this question for me, okay? Because at least in Boston, this isn't what I experienced when I lived there. In Japan, people will buy whiskey bottles and then just leave them at the bar.
You leave them at the bar with your name on it.
Yeah, with your name on it.
Yeah.
I mean, is that a thing? Like, I never heard of that when I lived in Boston until I came here.
It's not a thing. It's a thing from Asia. And it's, from my understanding, I could be wrong, it's from Japan, and it's penetrating the rest of the Asian markets.
Yeah.
So you can do that at bars here now. Now, you can't do, if you want to do a bring your own thing, they'll give you like a cork, surcharge.
Yeah.
You can leave that bottle at the fancy bar as well.
Okay.
So there's this one fancy, I had a meeting in it, and they literally had like a locker wall, but it was all like wooden, the brass handles, and they had the person's name and a little brass nameplate thing with a piece of paper, calligraphy. It was just the whole back wall behind the sofas was that. And so as the guests would arrive, they'd call it, they'd come and they'd take it out. I was like, this is damn fancy. I don't have a bottle thing there. And Rasper, Juicy Maid. He misspelled the maid for Juicy Maid, but anyway.
He thought,
and the hit sweatshop.
Yeah, he thought you had a snail shell made, so.
Oh.
The Indonesian version of Mr. Belvedere. Listen, man, every person I've ever known who's moved to Indonesia or Malaysia, they've all had house people, and it's expected.
It's in the Philippines too. If you have the money,
Well, it's not a lot of money.
I don't want to put. Well, it depends on your income. It depends on your income and things like that, of course. But even, families who, the low mid income, they will have a maid.
Yeah.
It's
look
also
at I'll be Asian maids.
So like, there's also the thing, like a young kid who may be from not of the big city. He wants to come to the city. He will get that kind of work for, and the guys usually become what we call office boys. Yeah, and they're they help clean the office. They do all the errands around the office, kind of thing. Deliver this thing, collect this. Afternoon coffee rounds for the office. And the young guys will do that. They'll go into the office world, and the young girls will go as nannies and things like that. And they work for, sometimes they maybe work 3-5 years, and they save enough money and they go somewhere, do something else. And some of them, they do that to get experience so they can go work as that overseas. It's a big thing to export that help service from here. And they go to the Middle East and whatnot, and they get paid very well.
Oh, yeah?
They get paid, triple, quadruple their salary here. So that's very attractive. Yeah. The Collector. Yep, it is. The New Balance store in New York was very full when I visited.
New Balance is the only sneaker company that has American-made sneakers. They have factory in Maine.
Still. And I bought my MB 990 version 6 made in USA once. $200. $200.
Well spent.
Well spent. Still the most comfortable shoe, man. The 990s, most comfortable shoe.
I used to buy a lot of Adidas Consortium. I'm an Adidas.
Yeah. But shell toes, man. Come on. The toe cap is just.
Consortium's not shell toe.
Not always. I know, but I used to skate, and I would buy the shell toe with the reverse color. So it had the white toe and the black body.
Oh, yeah?
Or the white, all white with the black toe and black stripes. They were hard to come by. Yeah, they were nice because I wanted to look like Felix Arguelles. He was a great skater. He had mad steez. He had such good steez, man. Yeah.
Mine, life or death, it's Mafix.
Yeah, I'd say.
Figure I'm all in on the SHF, Dragon Ball, Naruto, One Piece, Berserk, and then some other things. Yeah, I mean, at least they make it somewhat affordable, Yeah. You can get some really good prices on SHF.
So I'm doing all the Berserk figures, yes. I'm not doing Naruto because I don't mind. I only did the kid Naruto. I did like a bunch of them. They were fun, but the main line and all, I was like, no, I can't because I don't know if it's going to be just too deep a hole. So I stopped just to the kid. I don't do Z. I don't do DBZ. I do DB.
Okay. You draw the line there.
I draw the line. I grew up with DB. That was my Dragon Ball. Cheeky little kid, monkey kid, And then all of a sudden he went Super Saiyan. I remember that, like going back to Japan, I'm like, what the fuck's going on? He grew up and what is this? And then I remember like watching the cartoons and because it only come on once a week and you'd watch an episode and you're like, fucking nothing happened.
Yeah, they're still fighting.
They're just staring at each other, floating or on a cliff or something. Internal dialogue powering up for a whole episode. And you're in Japan, and I only have 4 weeks, 6 weeks here. I want to absorb as much as I can. And nothing happens in this show. Nothing happens. I just get so angry at it. Such a waste of time. I'm like, what is this? Because you couldn't, you go back into Australia and there's like, Dragon Ball didn't exist,
Yeah. What's that?
What is that? Yeah.
So the collector, he knows how to pronounce it. He's Japanese. He knows. It's innate. It's in his DNA.
Mafix, yeah.
Mafix. I've never and will never understand how fools compare Mafix and Marvel Legends. It's pathetic.
It's a thing, man. Darth, you know that, Darth G. Hey, Paul. Paul's everywhere. He's the nicest guy.
Paul is everywhere. Yeah,
he is everywhere.
Well, somebody's got to be everywhere, right?
I know.
Paul and Stu are the two names you always see in streams.
And that guy, I heard of this guy KJ is also like a bit of a slow.
Yeah, we don't want to talk. We don't speak that name. So 78 points. Moose Stream was on. What was it? 2 streams ago. He was the guest. I think 2 streams ago. And now we're talking to 78. Are you ever gonna do like 1/6 dioramas?
I've done 1 or 2, but just like like the little wall kind of thing, like a
small
display stand. To be frank, the 1/6, if you're doing a street or something, it just gets too big.
Yeah,
it just gets hard to deal with logistically. It's just really hard, And a lot of 1/6 toy photography is, portraits.
Yeah, like studio
style. That bust up, the bust shot. It's very close. So the background is kind of more, I don't know, what's the word? It's not like a specific scene sometimes. It's kind of like, there's a lot of bokeh blurring and...
They just use a plain like black or white background.
Yeah, and like I remember Trevor recently was on a stream and he was talking about how hard it is to shoot more bigger scenes as 1/6. Like it just gets so big, and then it's hard to fill that scene out. They look empty. So that's one of the reasons why he got into 112, because he could create worlds. And I think, I get that. I got into 112 more because 1/6 was getting expensive. Medicom was really sporadic with their releases. The Real Action Hero stuff was just, I think it wasn't doing well, and it's gone now practically, right? So it was really slowing down. I think the last one I bought was like Venom, around that time when Venom came out, and then it was taking space. And,
what'd you do with your 1/6 stuff?
I sold most of it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, a lot of it fell apart.
A lot of shit falls apart in your hand, huh?
Yeah, man. Like I got, the Dark Knight, the Medicom Dark Knight. The cape's all like fraying, and his undies are falling apart. It's especially the pleather stuff. Yeah, it's faster here, Yeah. No, I didn't. I actually wanted to try them out, but I couldn't find them. Like no one here has it.
Next question. What is the one figure that's been released that you don't have in your collection that you regret not getting or you want? Ooh. What's your grail?
Right now, a grail?
Not a grail like I want them to make it. A grail that's been released. You don't have it. You want it.
That'll be funny because that actually goes to more 1/6 stuff. It'll be some of the Snake 1/6 things. They the Medicom, they did these, the different uniforms, the different outfits.
Yeah.
And some of those were quite hard to get. Yeah. I mean, there was also some ones were like, oh, you had it there, you could have bought it. And it's like, I don't need the red Soviet one. That looks stupid. You don't buy it. And it goes on sale, and you're like, oh, it's on sale. Should I buy it? You don't buy it. and then it's gone. It's one of those like, it just kind of, there's a couple of
Tears
those.
just pour down your face.
Like, I should have bought it. It's more towards that because a lot of the 112 stuff, like I'm not like gonna go try and buy the old Legions and all that. I don't need to do that. Yeah, I don't think there is like.
How about something in the last year or two?
This was I was scrambling to get this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hit up all the toy stores here. Like, you getting this? You getting this? They're like, well, they're all pre-sold out. Well, if someone cancels.
Yeah.
And then one store got back to me and said, yep, someone canceled.
Nice.
I'm taking it. So that I was, kind of scrambling to try and get that.
I didn't get a message at all. Hey, can you help me out? Nothing. I pre-ordered like 20 of them.
I did not know that. I did not know you. I thought they were all spoken for.
No.
Oh.
Well, now one is not because KJ apparently got.
I was kind of regretting not getting that Snake Eyes Mezco, the Commando one, the non-pleather one.
Well, now that 6-inch plus one from the weekend.
Looking badass, isn't it? Yeah,
looks way better
6-inch plus? What is Patrick? I don't know what is he just now becoming a store or like what is this? I don't know what.
Evolution.
Is he a brand now?
Evolution.
Because 16 plus was always like he was doing 3D printed kits.
Customs. Yeah.
Yeah, custom stuff, kits, and then he started doing the Hulk thing, but then Best Lee was doing the Hulk. And it was, like, oh, he had to buy, you were buying the Medi or whatever it is and then redoing it. And now it's becoming a whole thing. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah.
And then he would sell other people's stuff. Yeah, he would sell other people. I got the Daredevil kit. I haven't put that shit together.
Oh, is that the Rebel Tech, the amazing?
Yeah, he did like someone designed this kind of Rebel Tech Amazing Yamaguchi, but Daredevil, and it looks really cool. And I was like, I'll buy that. And then he's like, do you want it made? Or, and I'm like, what's the price? And he's like, oh, this one. I was like, damn, I'll make it. I'll put it together myself. Dude, it came in like, not a model kit. This is like you got to make the joints. I'm like, what?
Oh,
like, he gives you like extra things to like melt to fill in the. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? And I'm like, what is this, man? There's no instructions.
Straight the guy.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh shit, I do that as well. That's my fault as well. But I'm like, I don't know how to do this. And he's like, sends me just photos of it assembled. I'm like, bro, like, what? And he's like, yeah, it's not my.
Here's the question, man. Here's the question. Do you collect Transformers? 3-0 Transformers.
So this guy just came in.
That's the MDLX.
Oh, nice.
MDLX, yeah. MDLX, the Starscream, the coronation one. Yeah. So he gets the crown, he gets the fancy cape, and he gets the purple bits.
Nice.
Very cool. The MDLX is a line I'm trying not to collect.
Are you getting that new Optimus?
I'm trying not to collect.
Is that Acid Ring?
That's the Acid. Yeah, this is the one, the BBTS exclusive. The green is so nice. I didn't get the orange one. I was trying to be.
The orange one is what? Sunspot? Is that his name?
Yeah, I can't remember the names.
I can't remember.
I don't know. And then you have the Conehead dudes.
Yeah.
I don't know. They look like, dildo heads. I don't know, man. They're a bit awkward.
So you're only collecting the MDLX, not the DLX?
I don't do the DLX now. I don't do the DLX. Again, size, space, all that usual nonsense. MDLX is nothing recent. Like, I have a Godzilla from, I think, the 80s, maybe, or 90s. Like a vinyl, just a vinyl toy.
An upgrade,
he barely moves.
Yeah,
I know the
Shogun one with an arm shoots.
No, not that old, not that bad. No, it's just a vinyl kind of thing. I've had that. He's floating around the house somewhere. Yeah, no, kaiju's, man. I do love them, but my Godzilla is not the like. I like the anime that was on Netflix a couple years ago. That was very nice. They upgraded some of the lore and all that. That was cool. But it's one of those like every year and a half, 2 years, there's a better Godzilla.
Yeah.
So it's like these
and there's
freaking
so many
orcs.
iterations. There's just way too many.
Yeah, and I don't know which one is the one. And
Yeah.
it's like these freaking orcs from Medi or whatever it is. It's like every week there's a new orc, and he looks better than the last orc. Look at this guy. He changed outfits, man.
Yeah,
he's ready to go out. He's ready to go out.
Man,
Look at him, black t-shirt, looking slim.
He had hair when he left too. It was all gone.
This is Thundercats, you know.
Oh, that didn't look.
Yeah.
I thought you go like, hey, look at me. Now they're gonna be like nerd.
All right. Before Sneaky leaves, let's get a little bit into your what got you into doing dioramas and that sort of thing.
So toy photography, during the pandemic, I was like, okay, I got all these toys. Toy photography looks really cool. I was like, okay, I'll only use my phone. And then you start doing it on the phone, so it kind of looks shit. I only use I won't spend money on this stuff. And then you're like, have the camera, and I was like, I pulled the camera. Okay, I'll only use the camera. I won't do Photoshop. And you're like, I do Photoshop at work all the time. Okay, I started doing
I won't
Photoshop.
do that.
And it just kept going. And then I'm like, I'll buy one diorama. And you buy one diorama, and you're like, this is kind of shit. I can do better. Architects, we at university, college, you make models. Mm-hmm. And as intern and as a junior architect, you just make models, and it sucks. But you learn how to make shit, and you know how to cut, how to glue this together, what materials don't work with each other, what's the right glue, what paints stick to this, what paints don't. I remember fucking making all the little scale trees for master plan models, and really like slave labor. So what happened during the pandemic though is our work architecture just flatlined, right? And a couple model makers. So sorry, I'll backtrack. I made a couple dioramas myself. And I used them, and I was like, oh, these are cool. And people started, like, hey, where'd you buy that? And I'm like, I didn't buy it. I made it. Do you sell it? No. I just make them. And they're like, oh, and a couple guys are like, oh, you should try selling them. I was like, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to.
I'm an artist.
I got a day job. I had 2 kids. They were quite young. And I was like, I don't have the time. But then during the pandemic, what happened is people needed work. And a couple of the model makers hit me up like, do you have any work? And I'm like, no one's ordering anything. And I got the idea. I was like, hey, I make these things. They're kind of architectural models, but do you think you can replicate them? I sent them out to them, and they're like, yeah, we could do this. All right, let's try and do something. So what started off is like, all right, make 5, 6, started becoming a steady thing. And now we have a company, and they're my staff. I pay them a monthly salary, and it's a full business, a side business now. And yeah, so there's 3 of us doing it. And sometimes we add on depending on the orders and all that. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. And we add on depending on how many we have to make. And I still do all the designs. Often I do it in CAD, 3D modeling and all that, and then make the master or the prototype. And all right, make fudges and mistakes and such in the prototype. And then they even have their ideas. Oh, like the last Cyberpunk I did, my prototype didn't have the door opening in the back, like the big vault door, which I took from the Akira comic. I just copied that. I was like, all right, the vault door. And the guy's like, shouldn't this open? I'm like, but it's so big. Like, and they're like, no, we'll just cut it like this so it just slides. It's like, fuck yeah. So the one that everyone got is better than the one I got behind me. And that often happens. All my prototypes are kind of like, if you look at them, they're like recut, re-glued. Oh, it's the wrong thing. And then the one I get out is much cleaner. So yeah, and then it started 4 or 5 years ago. And we did, okay, let's make a brand. So made a brand and have been going since. And we've done 25 different designs in the 4 years and delivered 520 something handmade play sets diorama sets. And the one thing that I differentiate myself was, it's not just one wall, it's not just two walls, it's a whole scene. Because coming from the toy photographer thing, like, and you get accessories because I want to create the scene. Like, you buy this, it's a play set diorama. It's like got everything you need. Yeah, you know, the bodega one was, you got the street pole, you got the garbage can, you got this and that, you know, so you got the scene. So if you want, you just buy that and you're ready to go. You don't need to, I need to buy this accessory from this guy. That, yeah, of course you can, but you get enough. Like the graveyard set, you get 6 or 7 little tombstones. You're going to get 4 or 5 bigger tombstones, and then you're getting a surprise cast mold, big cross thing that's as tall as a 112 figure. And those that were a little more patient, you're getting the famous Angel of Despair tomb. It has the angel with her wings folded on top. I work with another guy called Mike Usack and other 3D printers in Indo. Mike's doing this one for me. He's printing it, recasting it, painting it. That's the bonus gift. So, and you know, you get everything. So you actually have more accessories than actually can fit in the diorama. So it's a way of, yeah. And that, I guess that's a differentiation that I do in the market. You know, a lot of dudes like, oh, it's a wall, it's just a scene. Because a lot of the guys who make dios aren't toy photographers. They look at it differently. They look at it as a playset or a display piece. They don't see them like, okay, from this angle, what do you need to see? Like little things like the bodega again. The upper floor is a bit shorter. Yeah, that's so I can get the 2 stories to fit into the detail. But funnily enough, it's also a technique used by Disney on their main street. Yeah, the upper floors are shorter, and they keep getting shorter to create this deception that the building's really tall, but it's not as tall as the real 3-story building. So it's a little architecture geekiness that I put in. And of course, you know, the hobby, I'm just doing mini architecture. My wife's like, you know, you're just doing architecture all the time now. I'm like, fuck. But I know, I'm like, no, this is my, like, I was like, this is my, you know, my creative thing to get away, to get a break from doing buildings. I'm just doing more buildings. That's kind of funny. But yeah,
we got a question. Not to put you on the spot or put anybody that you know that you like on the spot, but
there's a guy here, a local dude, and he's one of the dioramas I bought that kind of blew me away. Like, oh, that's what you can do. Because I bought one that was kind of really cheap and nasty. I was like, that's shit. Then I bought another one, Reko CH, REKO _CH. Now he used to do it by hand. Now he's fully 3D printing, and he does these. And he also was a guy that I looked at, and we chat. He's local here because he created a way of breaking up the buildings so you can reconfigure them.
Oh, this guy. Yeah.
You've seen his stuff.
I follow him.
Ayavawatu has his stuff, a bunch of the top tier, because his shit is expensive now.
This is
there's a local rate. There's a local rate, and there's like, if I ship this
78 overseas, rate. There's another rate.
It's, you know, it's the same number, but it's a different currency.
Reverse.
It's like, okay, say no more. Yeah, so you know, he's great. I give mad props to Innovation Model from South America. They do a lot of 3D assets that you can print yourself. Yeah, so that's a nice way of, like, if you have a printer, you can subscribe to their Patreon and you can just make your own dies at home. I think that's a really cool thing. I do have a bone to pick with him because he's also doing a graveyard now with an Angel of Despair. I'm like, oh, where'd you get that idea from? Anyway, it's Halloween. What can you say, right?
What can you say?
My dio's going out. It's all packed. They're ready to go on Monday morning, so I'm really happy about that.
Oh, I gotta send you the money. I'll send it tonight.
Yeah, that's true. Don't worry, man. And so Monday morning they can go out, and I've been able to fill. That's the other thing, like I want to say, is like, we deliver on time. We deliver on time, and that is something that is an issue in the diorama world. Like, I say it's going to be 2-3 months or 2 months or 6 weeks. We're pretty damn good with that. And that's because we have a system and we know time, how much. Okay, batch 1, that's it. That's what we can do. We can handle. We close it. We don't.
Is the second batch closed for the cemetery?
Officially, no.
Because we're gonna show it in a minute.
Yeah, officially, no.
Okay.
But I'm not advertising it anymore.
Okay.
But we go into production on Monday, kind of thing. So if you want to jump on, you got to basically, it'll be open for another week.
Okay.
Because once we start cutting, because one of the other things is we do the batch thing, so it's more efficient. All right, today we're doing the bases, 20 of the same cut, or 15 of the same cut. It's much quicker to do that than one at a time. And especially, like, everyone complains, like, why don't you have these on a site that you can just buy? And it's like, because it's really hard to deal with. Like, oh, today's a graveyard, tomorrow's a bodega, next week's a cyberpunk thing, next week's a Japanese street. It just gets too hard. Then you have to have a whole bunch
Japanese streets, man. We definitely do.
We'll come back. It just gets to, you'll have to have like inventory of all the the materials and things like that, and that becomes a burden, right? So it's like, all right, one batch done, there's nothing left, and the only stuff that's left is foam and paint,
Yeah,
but there's no accessories or bits and bobs. So yeah.
So I just want to read this out. We got 2 channel member gift memberships from Philippe. One is to Bryant 3B, and the other is to Mobius Joe. Thank you very much,
That's
Philippe.
generous, Philippe.
Appreciate it. Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Oh, it's Philip. Not is it Philippe or Philip?
Well, I've always called him Philippe. So he's never corrected me.
There's no E on the end. I don't know. I don't go to Europe much.
He's never said anything. So I don't know. But Sneaky, what time you gotta bounce?
I actually have to head out now.
All right.
I do apologize.
All right, man.
But
it's great to
70. It was a pleasure. Yeah, to be in the same, to be in the same room,
I know. Are you coming to Legion's Con?
No, I'm not. I'll be at a wedding that week.
Dog.
Yeah.
Not your wedding.
Sorry.
Not
my wedding. Not my wedding. I'm the best man, though. I'm the best man at the wedding.
Oh, yeah. Shit. All right.
So I can't miss this one for sure.
Yeah. There's always next year. Knock on wood, man.
Yeah, definitely a pleasure. And I posted your IG in the chat, so everyone give 78 a follow. He's definitely making some great stuff. I can't wait to get that cemetery, and I'm so sad and mad at myself for missing the cyberpunk. But 78 definitely one of a photo inspiration as well. He's why I'm getting into one of the guys that is getting me more into photography and into the world building because of the stuff he makes. So it's definitely a pleasure, and we'll catch up. We'll catch up, and I'll catch the rest of the stream.
All this time you've been living a lie. You sit on a throne of lies. You sit on a throne of lies.
Sorry,
Philip.
I think it should be Philippe, though. It's got a certain reason.
Yeah.
He has the bitch. He's got a bitch. Yeah. He's somewhere from the east of Europe. He's somewhere from the east of Europe.
God, Jesus.
All right. Well, again, guys, thanks 78 for being on. Again, pleasure.
Man, pleasure.
Everyone, give him a follow.
You take care, man.
And
stay blessed.
You too.
Thanks for being here.
See you guys all soon.
We'll see you all in the chat.
All right, man. Take care.
Yeah.
Peace.
All right. So we'll go through some stuff. Let's start with the cemetery. Let's go down to that.
There it is. Yeah. There it is. The black one there. The cemetery.
Right here.
No, one more up on the right.
Here.
Yeah, that one.
Well, you've got this here. I mean, isn't that?
Yeah. But the whole listing was there.
Right.
That was the preview, like to whet the appetite.
All right.
So it's called the cemetery. Shout out to Toy Games. It's not a cemetery. Cemetery because of Pet Sematary, the classic film book, Stephen King. And it's spelt like that because in the book, the kids misspell cemetery.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's meant so the music that's actually playing here is the soundtrack from
I
Pet
got an
Sematary.
earthquake right now. I got an earthquake.
Oh, yeah?
Everything's shaking. Everything's shaking.
Yeah.
Can you see me shaking?
I can see you shaking. Is that real? Oh my god.
I got an earthquake.
God damn.
I hope nothing falls over.
The funny thing, it's only you shaking. It's only you doing this. Everything else seems to be quite still.
Hold on. Yeah, it's shaking a little bit more. I have this maybe.
Oh, that's hilarious! No. You have a little thing that tells you.
I got a little thing. Yeah,
the mini Christmas tree.
I was gonna say that could maybe show it, but it's not gonna show it. But yeah, that was a good size.
Do you have KFC for Christmas in Japan?
Of course.
There you go.
Of course.
Look, you have fully assimilated. You have in Rome. Well done. Mad respect. Mad respect. So yeah, this is the cemetery. It is a classic design. This is actually something I originally made 5-6 years ago. And there was a bit of drama because I made it, put it out, and another local cat, copied it and made a bootleg kind of version. I was like, oh, fuck. All right.
So you firebomb his house or what?
Oh, man, I blasted it.
Statute of limitations. I think it's okay to admit to it now.
Yeah, it was bad. I blew him up locally. Like, oh, good. Man. Yeah. So now it's like, okay, it's holiday. And the other reason why I was like brave to do this was Mythic Legions did that skeleton 4-pack. And in there, it says, we're going back to the graveyard in October. I was like, oh, Legions Con is November. Oh, $1 million, right? No. So, yeah. Everything here, this is configured in a certain way, but everything is loose. You can move everything you want around, and all the tombstones and all that are all loose. And that the crypt mausoleum, they are a slightly smaller building in real life. Like they are smaller. Yeah. They're not like full chapel size buildings, these things. So people get confused, like, oh, it's small. I'm like,
why is it so small?
Yeah, that's what they are, man. Like people don't have that kind of real estate in a graveyard. So it's meant to be that small. But it's the light where you put a light inside, it can glow. The gates, you'll see that everything's very low light. No, unfortunately not. Okay. I ain't sending batteries. I did the old rooftop, and it had a clock, and the clock hands are made out of metal. And so when American Customs X-rayed that shit, they're like, "Is this like a bomb?
Is this a bomb?"
I'm like an old school Acme, Looney Tunes bomb. And people are getting like, this has been inspected by customs. This was like years ago, right? And I was like, there was a delay at customs, and people were getting emails. What is the contents? I was like, what's going on? And someone said, I think it's the clock, man. So I am not, sending batteries or anything anymore, or trying to risk that. So yeah, you get the little skulls. You get 10 skulls. There's the Angel of Despair. Sorry?
Any cups?
Any cups?
Yeah, because Hasbro, for their HasLab, they gave us a bunch of cups.
Oh, they gave you sausages, glizzies, and cups. And man.
Star Wars, we got a ton of cups for the cantina.
But you didn't get a floor.
Yeah. We get any patches? Any 78 patches?
You get stickers. No patches. You get stickers. You get stickers, no patches. I'm sorry, man.
So I got this. Well, I pre-ordered it. I had no idea about the customized or kind of the special tombstones that you had. I didn't even know.
Yeah. So you get the Martha and Thomas Wayne tombstones, and you get the Here Lies Spider-Man tombstone. Yeah. And those are done with a, what do you call it? The laser, the CNC was not laser, it's CNC. Right. And so one wall here is broken. You can see I've like rearranged it just for the photo, so you can slide things around. Yeah. The trees, will have a little metal like pokey bit underneath, so you can stab the base to fix it. All right. So you can put it wherever you want.
Okay.
So, yeah. Don't worry about it, because you can just throw I give you a little bag of extra dirt. So you can fill the hole up again if you want to move the tree, and there's a hole in it, you can fill it up. So you get that tombstone.
Yeah.
Yeah. which was modeled after the Mike Zeck cover from back in the day, The Web of Spider-Man, The Hunt for Kraven. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, this is just, again, going back to the comics, like, this was my era. This was like, oh my God, this is all the things that just stick, right?
Yep. So now, you're selling the heads?
Yeah. So this is something every now and then I try and do this. I, like the Batman head, the head for Batman and the graveyard was I did that about 3 years ago. I did like the Alex Ross Batman, Alex Ross Superman, and a Clark, a Juve and a Dark Knight Joker with a batarang in the eye.
Okay.
Yeah, before Mafex did it.
Well, they copied my style.
No, they didn't copy. Of course, they're going to do it. It makes sense. I do those more because they're not in the market, and I wanted. And Jada for me was missing the mark, like not giving the continue screen head, right? Like the beaten thing. I thought that was such a big thing about the Street Fighter, the visual history of SF2, like the continue thing, the countdown, right? And the head, like So I was like, all right, let's do it. So we did Ryu, Ken, and Chun-Li. I have only a few left. Depending how, if these sell out, then and people ask for more, we may do the other fake characters. Of course, just like Jada, repaints. So it was very easy to repaint.
These are for the Jada figures.
These three are the Jada figures with soft goods.
Okay.
And then I did them for the Evil Ryu and Angry Ken. So they have the slightly different color variant, both for Jada. And then I would say one of the best figures in the last a while, man, in terms of articulation and price. The Storm Arena Ken and Ryu came out, and they're basically the same scale. So it was just about dremeling the heads out and doing a different paint match. And so they fit on the Storm Arena figures. Now I haven't done a Sagat, and I haven't done Guile or Blanca and Dalsim, all those things for Jada, but yeah. I mean, heads are a weird thing. Like, I don't know. Like, if you make Spider-Man head, like Farul, I'm sure you guys have heard of Farul, Spider-Man custom head guy. He lives like 10 minutes away from me.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, he does very well, and he sells it at a very good price point, right? Because, okay, there's each one is a variant, but his production cost is different to one of the sculptors that I used. Like, I hired a sculptor to do the Chun-Li head. He's in South America. I pay for the sculptor, then we get him printed, and then we get it recast and then painted. So there's multiple production steps that I pay for. It's not all in-house. Farul's doing it all in-house, so that's why it is a bit pricey. It's $35 a head, but yeah, you buy more, it gets there is a discount. But yeah, this was the rooftop that we did last year.
I know there's a lot of clamoring for more rooftops.
Yeah, I know. Like, the guy we were talking about it, like, oh, should we do another one? I'm like, to be frank, like, there's so many people making rooftops now. Like Innovation Model Toy Blocks, he's got a whole bunch of rooftops and buildings. There's other cats out there doing it. So I'm like, all right, let's while they zig, we zag. So, but this set, it was our best, selling set ever.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And that's why earlier this year I was really quiet. Like, there was one of the things I try and do is, like, every 3 months there's a new product. So if this one didn't work, you didn't get attracted to that one, just wait a bit, there'll be something else. So then we did the TMNT Mirage Turtles scene to try and come out at the same time as the Jim Lawson Mirage Studio 4-pack from NECA. People who aren't into TMT were like, I'm going to pass on that one. So it's often also like something I want, like, oh, this is not available in the market, and we create it. So like the Cyberpunk one was, a lot of people are asking for, oh, can you do another Cyberpunk? Can you do another Cyberpunk? And I was like, all right. And I try and get in, but it took a while to get inspired. Like, okay, I got to do this. Like, but what is it going to be? So, I go through the things I like. So I go back to my mangas and anime. So one of the big ones, of course, was Akira. And so the door at the back's from Akira. The wall on the left, the green door is the bar that Kaneda visits, where the clowns are, the clown punk gang is downstairs. There's another the floor is from the lift that's coming down in the big basement underground facility. Yeah, the arches were from, I was just looking at images online. And then the wall on the right was to try and basically make something to put the arches onto. But so it's heavily inspired by Akira. And so, okay, when the inspiration comes, I can go very quick, but sometimes it takes a minute.
That North Pole inspiration's coming, or what?
If it was anything, it would be a Nightmare Before Christmas kind of like reinterpretation.
Well, that works, right?
You know what I mean? But that freaking set hasn't come out from NECA for me. It's still on pre-order at BBTS.
But you'll be ready.
When that comes, maybe I'll be like, let's go, let's watch it, let's do it, and the cool thing about that film is everything's practical, right?
Yeah.
So it's really easy to go, oh, I can, cherry pick that, and make a thing.
Now, I loved this one, and I regret
and that's
that
coming. That hasn't been released.
But you're not taking any orders for it.
I haven't released it. It's coming. This will be opening orders at Legion's Con.
Oh, okay.
The reason why I haven't done it is I had an issue with the ceiling roof thing, right? And we initially, the design, we wanted to do a vaulted ceiling. And the first design I had was like 4 segments to create like a square, so it has 4 vaults. And it was just really hard to make it stay together. Like, fuck. That's why the photos don't show any of the ceiling here. There's no ceiling on this. Right? Now, this will be we're still discussing, this may be our first evergreen product, meaning it'll be available forever because it's a modular thing. And, this is not new or anything like that. I'm not claiming that, but we will keep adding stuff to this.
Okay.
So that's 2 sets put together. Right. And you could buy the steps. And so there'll be multiple walls you can choose from, the raised floor, things like that. You'll be able to pick and choose and build your dio. And so you can have 3 dios into a long corridor, 3 into a corner, 4 into a big room to build it up. I love the thing, this is very simple. It's just acetate with a print, but the light goes through that and the color projects. It's really fun. Maybe we'll change window designs, the stained glass window design. So this is something we're working on. Going to bring this to Legion's Con and have it there as a new new product.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in terms of stuff that you've done and put together.
Hey.
Don't talk to him.
I don't talk to him. He's got Joe's.
So recency bias aside,
yeah.
What is would you say your favorite diorama that you made?
So the one I'm probably most proud of is that turtle one.
Okay.
That turtle one, I mean, it for me, and then the next one would be the bodega, because again, drawing on my own thing, like when I was a kid, my dad brought TMNT, like the Mirage Studio comics, back from a trip to New York. He didn't know what they were. He was like, "Here, bud." The comic store said, "I got to buy these." So I had, issue 1, the 3rd print, still a big size, black and white. He had a few of those, and I loved the turtles, right? And then the freaking cartoon came out and just destroyed my love for turtles. It's like, what is Cowabunga, dude? What the fuck is what? What is this? No, they were, a parody of Daredevil and all that, and a bit gritty and grimy. And I loved that, and that was where I fell in love with the kind of this, the Rebel comic kind of black and white, gritty, not perfect illustrations, a bit messy.
Yeah.
you know, the DIY kind of thing. That was also the punk music I liked as a kid. So that, you know, it fit so many things. So when I got I think it was Casey Jones was the first that came out that I got, and I pulled out the insert from the neck of Casey Jones Mirage one, and it had the panel from issue 1, but it was colored. I was like, oh, that's how we do it. And so I just took the orange wall, the blue wall, the red wall, redid it, made it to scale, did it, and we painted it in a way so it looks like a comic book. You know, he's not there. Sorry, he's not there. He's in the living room. I have the black and white version, which I did as well to really do the comic, right? And I took, like, the buildings are from the comic book. The colors are from the insert, but the buildings are from the comic book. So there's a building scene where they fight Shredder and all that, and it has the boarded windows in the back. The boarded windows are, you know, replica of that. And so I really liked that process. It was fun. It was very, you know, in terms of thinking and all that, it was very quick. Everything came quickly. This was our 3rd dio that we did, or 4th dio. I was like, oh, we got to do like a Grayskull thing, but not the castle.
Just a door.
All right. Just the doorway, cave, entrance thing. And everyone's like, you should have done a castle door. So we did a castle door later on. Yeah.
So what about revisiting something that you've already done that you think at this point you could do better?
I do that, like the Cyberpunk is that's taking the same thing. And NYC Figure Fanatic, shout out to him. He has the first one and the second one, and he's put them next to each other, and they work. They continue, right? Like Will Flo, he's one of the guys that's been supporting for a long time, and he's basically got a room where he's put all my dios up, and he's created a whole, like, city blocks.
Really?
I'm like, God damn, it looks so cool. I don't have the space to do that. I only have this rack, and you can see, like, things are, like, folded up. So everything dismantles. That's the other thing. My dios, they all flat pack, so they don't take up space. So this was, Toy Blocks. Shout out to Toy Blocks. He bought my dio, and he's like, I'm gonna use. He was inspired by that, and just, like, he's fucking city building now. So his buildings are the ones in the back. Mine's in the front.
Okay.
Yeah. So there is a difference between 3D print and handmade. Some people prefer the 3D print because it's more accurate, but there's something about handmade, painted, like, textures, colors. There's a depth that, and especially in photography, it just sometimes works better. I do have some of Toy Blocks. I do have 3D printed things, and I don't put them in the forefront if I do toy photography, because they're either too shiny, or you see the the print lines and things like that, or And the other thing is, what I like is, because all my stuff, like I said, can collapse, that you can reconfigure everything.
Yeah.
If it's printed, it's kind of that's it. It's a block. It's a block.
Yeah.
And a back cave. So this has come up a few times.
Philip, the artist formerly known as Philippe.
So a back cave. So there's a local guy here who's done the computers. Like, he's done the Bale computer, and he's done the more recent one. Oh, no, he hasn't done the Keaton one. He's done the what's his name? Boston Boy.
Patterson?
No, the Affleck one.
Oh, okay.
Snyderverse. He did the Snyderverse one, and then he did the Chris Nolan one. So, and he's like, "Oh, do you want to do the diorama to build around it?" And we were talking about it, but I'm sorry to say, I bought some of his products, and it's so delicate, the 3D print, that even me, a guy who messes with these kinds of things, is like, yo, shit's like, it's snapping, it's easy to break. If I drop this, the whole thing's shattered. I don't want that. Like, you got to be able to play with your stuff. So it's challenging to do the computer, is what I want to say.
Well, I said the Hall of Justice, and I got laughed at.
Hall of Justice is fun, but the other thing is you have to think about like how many photos are you taking with that. You know, that's the other thing. Like some of the dials that I do is like you can use them on over and over and over again because they're kind of not generic, but you know, they're like levels in a video game. Like, yeah, they're kind of, you can use it for this, you can use it for that. But if you start getting so specific, unless it's like an IP like Turtles, where there's just like an insane fandom. And then the other thing is some guys were buying those and use it for more cartoony characters. They like that look. They're like, oh, this works with, you know, whatever other figures. I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, I haven't, you know, like there was a guy that used to do a lot of dios, CJ Kusi or something like that. And he had a bat cave that was amazing. This is like 6 years ago. But yeah, and that's the other thing. If someone's doing it, I try not to step on toes. I don't like being accused of, oh, I did this first, you're copying me. Fuck that. I don't want any of that smoke. Well, they zig, I zag. So, you know, there's other guys who've done it. So, yeah.
I don't know if anybody's ever mentioned it to you. What about a Hill Valley Back to the Future?
You see that?
Town square kind of.
Yeah, you see like a town square like that. You know, one of the ones that I'm actually really thinking about, kind of like that kind of Americana vibe, was fucking Sesame Street, man.
That would be pretty incredible, huh?
You know, like it's enough of something that it doesn't have to be Sesame
and
Street.
You just need an L, right? You just need that corner.
Yeah, you know, you have a couple buildings and, you know, a couple loose things, but that, you know, like, okay, that's kind of cool. Especially when I first heard it, I was like, I'm not going to do Sesame Street. But then I looked, I went on YouTube, watched some Sesame Street. I'm like, actually, that's not a bad idea, you know, with the stoop in front, things like that.
Dude, with those NECA figures going the way they are?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for real, right? Yeah. There's more questions? I think so.
I think people are. Okay, what do you think of Duarte?
Duarte, yeah, so he's a friend of mine. We get along very well. We chat a lot. We share information. So again, we don't step on each other's toes. That's with a lot of the bigger diorama guys. I do that. I'm like, hey, I'm going to be doing this just to let you know, So, right. So like he's doing the Street Fighter backgrounds, right? All the levels. I'm like, I'm doing heads, but I'm not doing the dios for them, because he's already doing that, right? Hats off to him. He does it as a full-time thing, and it's just one guy, as far as I know. It's just him. So hats off to him. Yeah. Yeah.
And he's doing the Power Ranger.
He's did a Power Ranger. What is that? I don't know. Power Rangers itself, but the Sentai stuff that came out in Japan, I know that. But Power Rangers I was already too old for that when it came out. I was like, I was looking at Pink Ranger in a different way, So, yeah, hats off to him for doing that, man. It's not. I will never do that.
Yeah.
Right? So, and he's hustling, man. He's hustling hard. Of course, with all the guys, there's going to be a little friendly competition here and there, of course, but it's how it is,
Yeah.
I always ask him where his figures included, because he writes it like multiple times whenever he sells. I'm like, I think we get it, bro. I think we're all old enough to know that figures aren't included in your dioramas.
Some people, man, you never know.
So I give him shit, and I met him at last year. He was all like, initially he was like worried, is there going to be some sort of tension or diorama beef? And I give him a big hug, and I bought his shit, and he was like, oh fuck, man, I thought you're going to be like, we're ready to go, like throw down. I'm like, no, man, I'm not about that. Let's
the
get
Jets
drunk.
and the Shocks.
Yeah, no. And like I said, because I do that batch thing, like he's more like he has his things as evergreens, so it's we offer different things,
Yeah. All right, man, before we go, because I got to wrap it up because it's almost 1 a.m. here.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about what you're doing? Because a lot of people have pre-ordered the Super Musk. So what can you tell us about what you're doing?
Yeah. So Ace hit me up a while ago, and he's like, yeah, we're both kind of he used to be based in Singapore. So that's like an hour flight hour and a bit from me, and he's like, "Hey, where are you based? Let's chat, let's do something. Maybe when we meet up." And I'm like, "Yeah, okay." And unfortunately, I got busy with the rooftops last year, so we're creating a new company. Yeah, it's going to be called Stage Select. We will have our preview launch at Legions Con, and we will be making, well, heavily inspired, let's say, stages from video games and other IPs. So you will have more specific to IP diorama sets, and they are going to be mass production. They will be plastic, yeah, with magnets, and this is that factory produced. So a very different thing, and keep the price point lower than the handmade stuff. And the prototype will be there at Legions Con. So this is also something, Ace has been going through, learning a whole process, making that musk, that sewer diorama, right?
Mm.
He's been talking about it for a long time. Ramen Toys is now delivering. We got the racer, we got the van, we're getting the mask stuff, not the musk, the mask stuff. We're getting things now from him, right? So that there is a trust now in his brand. I mentioned earlier that one of the things I'm proud of is we do deliver. So now I'm feeling like it's an appropriate thing. Okay. And his factory was quick. I got the designs out. So we modeled everything in 3D and CAD, got it out a couple months ago. First prototype was done. Adjusting it. Second prototype will be done middle of this month, and it'll be sent out, and it'll be there in the States to look at. And the first one's going to be the X-Men arcade video game. It's the first level with the yellow buildings and pyro jumping out at the end with the garage door. You'll get an ability to swap out pieces. So you'll have a clean version and a damaged version. And it'll be 2 sets. There'll be an A and a B, and you can combine them to make them really long. It's 12 inches times 4. So about 45 inch long street if you want. The ramen van fits on the street. There will be a manhole that can maybe go down to something below. Because the musk is Ramen Toys. This is something different, but
so you'll have something below potentially.
No, the musk is the something below.
Okay, so we're talking about the manhole going down. You're talking about the musk, not your thing.
So there will be a manhole in the street.
Yeah.
So if you have the musk,
yeah,
you can also. The idea is to be able to combine that in a way, right? So it's something. It's exciting. We got the website up, we got the Instagram, but we haven't launched it yet. So it'll be launching at Legions Con at one of the tables in the hallway, unfortunately, because the inside has been full forever. We can't get a table.
You gotta walk around with it, man.
Walk around with this thing, yeah. And then so we'll probably launch the product February, March next year.
Awesome.
We'll do the rounds. We'll show everyone. The thing I wanted to do with this is make sure the production sample is ready. I don't want to launch it without. For real. LP. So LP is one of the guys that, encourages me on this kind of stuff. He's like, yo, keep doing it. And he's also, when, Ace told him that, I'm talking to 78, and I told him, and they're like, this is awesome. This is how this stuff can grow, be something else. So it's taking that next step. But 78 Points of Articulation will still do the handmade dioramas, small batch runs. Stage Select is something different. It'll be larger production. Yeah. We're still working out, little things like, okay, there is a minimum order MOQ that we have to do. MOQ, but what do you get if you get, the minimum? What do we get if we get another 50 orders? Whatever it is, there'll be tiers, so to speak. So it's not really a Kickstarter campaign, but there'll be like, if we don't hit this order, then it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of those
awesome,
things.
Awesome, man. Exciting stuff.
So it's exciting. It's exciting. Yeah. I mean, I've dropped video hints. Oh, look, he's got scorpions. Mine's coming next week.
Yeah, I'm missing one. I'm not happy. Hey, you know what? I was going to tell you guys, Walmart is our salvation. We can now hide stuff from our wives. Just hide
Why?
it into the grocery bill. They won't know.
Oh,
See what I'm saying?
yeah.
So I need to start looking at Walmart a little bit more often. And every time I find one, I'm going to cancel the Hasbro Pulse order. And then I just tell her I bought fertilizer or had to buy stuff for the yard. So what you do is you just make up stuff.
we're talking about dioramas here. You
Oh yeah, and
understand
I want him to make a I want a Hell in a Cell Dio. Hell in a Cell, Punisher and Daredevil. I need that ASAP.
Well, with scorpions, I made a desert diorama about 6 months ago.
Oh, you did? Damn.
Yeah, and it had palm trees, like an oasis kind of thing, and it had like the cartoony rock formations. Yeah, it was a whole bunch of things. It was like a 360 dial, so there was no back or front. Yeah.
All right.
Well, I missed that.
And I gave an Indiana Jones temple entrance as a secret gift.
So in your
I do
dials,
that as well. I do that as well. Like, once the orders are closed, I might reveal the secret.
Huh.
Like, I try and give every dio you get something that's not listed on there. I'm like, hey, I got that. People, the funny thing is, not every, because IG's algorithms, what it is, not everyone will see maybe the secret revealed, and they'll get it. Some people think it's like I've made a mistake and given them something they didn't pay for. So they'll be quiet about it. They'll be quiet about it. They're like, I didn't pay for this. Why is this in here? Some people will be like, hey, some people will be like, hey, thanks for the gift. Some people will be a bit like, I think I got something I didn't pay for. I know that's the bonus.
No.
It's kind of like Mythic Legions that do that sometimes,
Yeah, with the head and the they give you an extra head or a little accessory. Yeah.
Well, that's nice. Real good. But yeah,
right,
Hell in a Cell.
The collector.
Yeah.
Come on. We're trying to wrap this up. I'm going to bed. 1 o'clock.
Go to bed. It's
Dude,
1 o'clock. He's an old man.
Come on, 4
Saturday
a.m. is
night.
nothing.
Listen,
4 a.m.
bring them on your stream. All right.
Yeah, I need to do my streams again. Yeah, you've been taking my time slot, so I don't have any time anymore.
Listen, you're at Walmart. What am I gonna do?
Well, I went to Walmart to buy something. I made $40 on my way there, and then I finally went shopping. So, yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do.
So, last question:
yeah,
what do you think of those extreme sets?
I think they're the gateway drug. They're a great affordable way to, if you don't want to invest too much and you want to see if you like the idea of dioramas and backdrops or play sets, buy one of those first. You'll see the limitations from them quite quickly. Yeah, but some people use them very well, right? Yojo Jerk, he's had for multiple years his review corner with all the figures. That's an extreme set behind him. It can work, right? But if you want to, you'll see, if you want to really do toy photography and get in there and get it looking really good, you do need a dio. It just, the flatness of, even though it's a matte print, it's flat. Yeah, they do weird, like you can fold things, and it's kind of rudimentary origami. So it's a great gateway drug, man. I bought one. I opened it up, set it up, and I was like, it's not for me. I think I threw it out by now. Yeah, I don't think I know where it is.
Put it in the garbage and light it up.
Yeah, I didn't quite do it that. I wasn't that.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you being on. I really do.
Yeah,
great
getting chatting. I think next time I'm in Japan, we're gonna hang out.
Yeah,
do a stream.
Said, man, you can translate.
Worlds will collide. Worlds will collide.
Yeah.
Nani?
I need to know.
We'll go get our beers.
Again, I put 78's Instagram in the chat. He's not advertising it, but if you do want one of those cemeteries, hit the man up. Let him know that you do. And I'm waiting on mine. hopefully it doesn't come in one of those slow boats that are notorious for leaving Southeast Asia. But again, appreciate you being on. Awesome getting to talk to you like this without KJ interfering, as always.
It's different, isn't it?
It's wonderful. Wonderful.
All right, man.
Bye, guys. Take care.
All right, you take care. Thanks a lot for having me on, man.
All right, man.
Stay well.
Take care.
Peace.
And that's it.
You're still live.